So where do I start? This video is a long time coming. I think it was supposed to be done in March. It was supposed to be in Nicaragua. It was supposed to be in Atlanta. It was supposed to be on the beach. Numerous technical difficulties or not going on trips. So we're just going to go ahead and do it now. There's a lot of echo because I'm in an empty office. My bulldog is out there. For those of you who have dogs or kids, you can probably relate to having to hide in a room and hope that you get it done in about an hour without getting interrupted. So let's cross our fingers. All right, let's get started. We're gonna go ahead and start in child's pose. And so to do that, you're gonna go ahead and bring your knees. Start with your knees as wide as the mat and bring the toes together. And you're gonna sit your heels back and you're gonna let your forehead come to the mat. Now, if you want, you can bring your knees closer together here and you can support the torso and not get as deep into the hips. It's really up to you, but I just want you to find a child's pose that feels comfortable. You can let your arms come to your sides if that's another choice. That feels good. But the whole point of right now is for you just bring your forehead to the mat, to fold in on yourself, and just to change gears for a minute. So inhaling deeply through the nose. Exhaling back out the nose. Just stay here with a few breaths. Take one more big inhale. Exhale it out. And then bring your arms forward if they're not already forward. You're going to walk both hands off the left side of the mat. And so you're going to start to get a big side, right side body stretch here. And you can keep your arms side by side, or you can place your right palm on top of your left. But go ahead and let that forehead come down to the mat. And so I'm going to be lifting my head and looking a lot. That's not for you to do too, unless I ask you to do it. It's just so I can make sure that I project my voice because I don't have a microphone or a camera stand today. Any technical difficulties? Good. Go ahead and start to walk those hands towards the center and then just keep walking them off the opposite side. So both hands over to the right. You can place that left palm on top of the right if you want a little bit more. Remember, their shoulder blades slide down the back instead of shrugging the shoulders. Good. Now walk your hands back to center. And you're going to start to walk your hands so far away that you're coming just up onto your fingertips. And this is called Hasta Bandha. So up onto your fingertips. Your forehead is going to be on the mat. You're going to wrap your triceps in towards each other. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. And as you have your forehead on the mat, I want you to think about pulling the belly button towards the spine and pushing the fingers into the mat. So we just have a really active version of the child's pose here. Good, and then relax the arms. You're going to start to pull yourself up to tabletop position. And so to do that, it's shoulders over elbows over wrists, hips above the knees, ankles behind the knees. And so a lot of people like to think hips, no, hip. Knee under hip. So your hips aren't as wide as you think. Sorry, Charlie. Let's go ahead and do those cat-cows and link that breath and that movement. So we're going to inhale, we're going to drop the belly, we're going to let our seat bones rise, our chest drops, our shoulder blades slide down the back away from the ears, and you're going to lift the chin. So this is your inhale. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button towards the spine, push the mat away, tuck the chin towards the chest, and that chest lifts up between the shoulders. Good, again, inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, push, push, push the mat away. Inhale, take your time. Exhale. Let's do two more here. Inhale, get long. Exhale, close in. Inhale. Exhale. Good, and you're going to stay here in this cat pose. Come up onto your fingertips in that Hasta Bandha again. And you're going to walk your fingertips back by your knees far enough that you can keep your hips above your knees. And you're going to tuck your chin to your chest and come to a high arch here, as high as you can. Really feel the stretch between the shoulder blades and behind the neck. Resume normal breathing, no passing out. It's no fun. And then go ahead, unless the firefighter's responding or cute, then hey, go ahead and pass out. Bring the hands forward back to tabletop position. Now you're gonna walk your hands all the way forward. Keep those hips above the knees. You're gonna let your chest dip down to the mat. You can bring your chin or you can bring your forehead. It's just whatever's most appropriate for your neck here today. And think about rolling in your shoulder blades towards each other. And so the lower back, it back bends really easily, but the thoracic vertebrae, that middle to upper back, it does not. So we have to really think about actively creating that back bend. Good. And then you're gonna walk the hands back up. We're gonna get into the shoulders from the other direction. You're gonna inhale your right arm out to the right side, and then bring it all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, you're gonna thread that right arm underneath the left to bring the right shoulder, the right temple, the right ear down to the mat. Good. And then from here, you can stay here. If your head is resting comfortably and there's no pinching in your neck, you can lift your left arm up, flip the palm over, and let the back of the left hand rest on the right hip. And just let gravity do the trick. There will be moments where effort is coming in. This is not where effort should be right now. So if you feel like your breath is getting ragged, back out of it a little bit. You've just gone too far. Good, and then inhale that left arm up. Bring it down to the mat. You're gonna push into your left hand to start to pull yourself all the way up. Find that reach and that twist with the right arm. Right hand comes down to meet the left. Good, inhale, left arm comes out to the side and then up, big breath. Exhale, slide that left arm underneath the right. And then you have that choice again of bringing that right hand behind you. Inhale, the right arm comes up, bring it down to the mat, push into the right hand to lift that left side of the body up, bring it down, good. And then walk your hands forward of your shoulders, curl your toes under, press the hips up and back. Good, so we're finding down dog. So if this is your first down dog ever, it's a possibility. I want you to not feel everything in your hands and your arms. It's not a balance, it's not an arm balance. And so if you feel like everything's in your arms and nothing's in your feet, just walk your feet in a little bit closer and that'll distribute the weight more evenly. Eventually, you're really gonna like this pose, but in the beginning, you'll gas out your shoulders. Go ahead and bend both knees, lift your hips. So see this really nice straight line I created from my wrist to my shoulders to my hips. You're gonna let your head drop, keep your left knee bent, but straighten your right leg so you're pushing your right heel down towards the mat. And try to keep the hips level here, and try to keep the ankles center. So if it's going left or right, it's just trying to get away from the tight part. We're trying to get to the tight part. Bend both knees, lift the hips. Drop the left heel down. Good, so same thing, just opposite side. We are bilateral, so we gotta do both sides. Sorry, Charlie. Bend both knees, lift the hips. Both heels drop down towards the mat. Let the head drop. Shoulder blades slide towards the hips. Wrap those triceps in. Good, take a big breath in through the nose. And then exhale, you're gonna walk your feet forward towards your hands and find yourself in a forward folding bend here. And you can put a little bit of a bend in your knees and you can let your head drop. You can sway side to side, or you can grab opposite elbows. And you're gonna kind of find things that are gonna feel organic to you. If you're a regular practitioner, you already know what those things are. Good. And then bend your knees and you're gonna drop your torso onto your thighs. So I'm completely connected to my thighs here. I'm gonna wrap my arms around behind me and grab opposite elbows. And before I do anything, I wanna get really long from my tailbone all the way down my spine to the crown of the head. So just find length here. And then start to lift the hips. So I don't want you to jam the knees back. I want you to think about lifting the hips and then sending the crown of the head towards your toes. And if your legs don't go straight, your legs don't go straight. I'd rather find length through the vertebrae instead of collapsing my spine in or folding over and not finding length in the legs instead. Hair not. Good, go ahead and bend the knees, let the arms hang, just roll up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow, good. Roll the shoulders back. We're gonna start at the top of the mat, which is typically like the first third of the mat, not at the top edge of the mat. And the reason why is because our hands are gonna come down and we need some place to put them on the mat. So we're starting at the top of the mat, which is that first third. Big toes are together, Heels apart or together depending upon what feels natural to your stance. I don't want you to force your heels together and then you're forcing your pelvis forward. Find a neutral pelvis, and if that means your heels are apart, that means your heels are apart, okay? Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Try not to put your fingers into the fan. Exhale, we're gonna swan dive all the way down to a forward folding bend, Uttanasana. Good, and we wanna see if our hips are above our ankles here, and that's what's gonna access our hamstrings. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step back to plank pose. So from here, we're shoulders over, elbows over wrists. We're driving our heels back, and we're tucking the tailbone, but not to the point that we're pushing our pelvis down. Good. Broaden your clavicles here. That means spread your chest open. We're gonna bring the knees down to the mat. We're gonna bring our chin and chest down to the mat. Good. And then slide forward onto your belly. Your feet are flat. Your hands are coming underneath your shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Feel the length in the neck. Inhale, come up to cobra. Good. Come all the way down. We're gonna press back up to plank on knees. Curl the toes under. Press back down dog. Take a big breath in through the nose. And then exhale as you step or walk your feet forward towards your hands at the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, look forward. So you're getting long and straight in the back. You can bring your hands onto your shins, or you can keep your fingertips or your flat palms on the mat. And then exhale, bow deeply once more. Inhale, we're gonna reverse swan dive. So we're gonna inhale and lift our torso up, up, up. Hands meet. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, so let's do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, you can swan dive down or you can pray down all the way down to that forward folding bend. Inhale, look forward. Pull the hips above the ankles. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Take a big breath in here. And then exhale, we're gonna bring the knees, chin, and chest down to the mat. Inhale as we slide forward and then all the way up into cobra, one fluid motion. Exhale down. Press up to plank on knees. Curl the toes under, press back to down dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale, walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale, offer up the heart. Exhale, bow. Inhale, come all the way up. So we're doing that reverse swan dive once more. Hands meet through heart center. Let's keep going, but we're gonna add on. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, pray down, your preference, to that forward folding bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, step back to plank. Good, bring the knees down, chin, chest, slide forward. Inhale, up to cobra. Exhale down, press up, plank on knees, curl the toes under, press back down dog. Here's where we change it. We're gonna step that right foot forward, bring the left knee down. And so it's your choice to either have the foot flat or to have the toes curled under. Having the toes curled under make you feel like you have more control in the pose, so you might wanna start there until it becomes something comfortable and familiar to you. From here, we're going to come up to standing on the left knee. So the first version is gonna be broken down and then we'll build up into it. We're gonna bring the hands on the hips, and I want you to knit your ribs in and pull your rib cage above your hips. And your right ankle is going to be slightly forward of your right knee or even directly under the right knee. Nice and tall. We're gonna sink down into a lunge here. And when you're doing that, I want you to think about driving that right knee forward and slightly engaging your lower belly. Good. Option to reach the arms up and overhead, slide the shoulders down the back. So there's shoulders away from the ears. We're constantly trying to trick ourselves into being relaxed. Parasympathetic nervous system. It's all a little game with our own body. Hands come down. Good. And you can step back to tabletop or you can step back to down dog. And we'll do this more so you get a swing of it. Go ahead and step that left foot forward. Bring the right knee down. Remember, you can have flat foot or toes curled under. Come up to standing on the right knee. Hands come on the hips, knit the ribs in. Drive the hips down and forward. Drive the left knee forward. Pull in the lower belly. Arms up and overhead. Good. Hands come down. Step back, tabletop, or down dog. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale as you walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bow. Let's reverse swan dive. Come all the way up, up, up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Here we go again. We're gonna inhale the arms up and overhead. This time we're gonna bend our knees and sink back into chair pose. And so bring your big toes together and squeeze your knees together. Your biceps are coming back by your ears, and if that means you need to bring your arms wider to accommodate any tightness, then just bring your arms wider. That's why we're here, is to work on things, not to come into it perfectly executing it. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, plant the palms, step back directly to down dog. Good. Step that right foot forward, left knee comes down. We're gonna stay low here and we're just going to inhale all the way up and through the lunge. Exhale the hands down. Press back to tabletop or to down dog. Step that left foot forward, right knee comes down. Inhale all the way up, sweeping. Good, hands come down. Step back, tabletop, step back plank, or hold your tabletop because we're gonna come knees, chin, and chest. Slide all the way forward, inhale up to cobra. Exhale, press down, and then back to plank on knees, back to down dog. Big breath in. Exhale, step the feet forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bow. Inhale, come all the way up, up, up. Hands meet. Exhale, close through heart center. Doing again, but building on. Inhale, bend the knees, get nice and low. Sweep the arms forward. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, offer up the heart. So getting long here. Exhale, this time we're gonna step right back to plank pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale, knees, chin and chest. Inhale as you slide all the way through and up into cobra. Exhale down. Press back up to plank on knees. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, left knee comes down. Here we are, we're gonna sweep all the way up into the lunge. Inhale, 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 inhale. Exhale the hands down. Step back either to tabletop or to down dog. Step the left foot forward, right knee comes down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Step back to plank. Good. Knees, chin and chest. Inhale up, cobra, roll the shoulders back. Coming all the way down. Press up to plank. Press back to down dog. Big breath in. Exhale, see if you can do it in one step. Both feet forward. Inhale, offer up the heart. Exhale, bow. We're gonna come into chair pose again, so we're gonna bend our knees, get nice and low, reach the arms up and overhead. We're getting our flow on. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step back to plank. Take a big breath in. Exhale, knees, chin, and chest. Inhale, up through cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, up to plank on knees. Exhale, down dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left knee comes down. Inhale as we sweep all the way up. Hands come down. Step back. Find that plank. Knees, chin, and chest. Inhale all the way up to cobra. Come all the way down. Press up plank on knees. Curl the toes under, press back down dog. Left foot step forward, right knee comes down. Inhale all the way up and through. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to plank. Knees, chin, and chest. Inhale, cobra. Come back down. Plank on knees. Press back to down dog. Take a big breath in, we're almost done. Exhale as those feet come towards the hands. Inhale, lengthen the back. Exhale, bow. We're gonna go into chair pose one more time. Bend the knees, get nice and low. Reach the arms up. And so we're not dumping our chest forward. Think about lifting the heart. Good. And then standing tall, hands come to the heart, exhale. Good job. All right, so let's go ahead and keep on building on this. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, we're just gonna go straight back to down dog. So find that down dog once more. Good. And then we're gonna step our right foot forward and we're gonna stand on the ball of the left foot. So we're gonna be up in a high lunge this time. And from here, you're thinking about that right knee pushing forward and the left heel pushing back. Now, if you can't keep your ribs above your hips here with a straight leg, just bend that back leg. We wanna be able to start to work into something instead of trying to force it and then compromising our posture. We're all gonna be bending it in a second though. So we're gonna bring our arms up and overhead, bend the left knee. So both knees are bent whether you can do it or not. You're going to now pull your elbows back, straighten the left leg as you do it, open up your chest, take a big breath in. Good, exhale, you're gonna bend the left knee, you're gonna curl your abs in, but you're not gonna dump your body over your right leg. Good, and then inhale, straighten leg open. Exhale, bend. Woo, one more. Inhale, open. Pull the elbows back. Exhale, bend and curl. Keep that knee bent, reach the arms up and overhead. Hands come down, step back, down dog. If your left hip flexors and quadricep are on fire, you're welcome. Go ahead and take a big breath in. And then exhale, we're gonna step that left foot forward. We're gonna stay up high on the ball of the right foot. Come up. So we're finding the lunge on the opposite side. So remember, you can bend that knee if you need to. And so when we go back and forth in this, if you don't get full extension because you don't have that range of motion yet, that's fine. Just get the motion that you do have, and eventually with practice, things will catch up. All right, arms up and overhead, back knee bends. Here we go. Inhale, straighten the right leg, pull back. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale, curl. Keep that back knee bent. Bring the arms up and overhead. Hands come down. Step back, down dog. Good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. All right, we're going to do 2 more rounds of that on each leg just to get fluid with it. And then we get to go into all like the nice little cool down, stretchy things. All right, big breath in through the nose. Exhale, step that right foot forward, stay on the ball of the left, come up into your lunge. Bend the back left knee. Inhale, open up the sails. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Keep the back knee bent. Inhale, the arms up and overhead. Hands come down. Step back, down dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale, stay here. Step that left foot forward. Follow the right foot. Find the lunge. Bend the back knee. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Arms up and overhead. Hands come down. Step back, down dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Last round. Right foot. Stay on the ball of the left foot. Find the lunge. Back left knee bends. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Arms up and overhead. Hands come down. Step back, down dog. Left foot steps forward. Stay on the ball of the right foot. Last round. Bend the knee. We're almost done. Pull the elbows back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Arms up and overhead. Hands come down. Step back, down dog. Oh. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Stick the tongue out. Let it go. And if you don't sound angry enough, you should do another round. Or not. It's your choice. You might be just watching this from your laptop. Go ahead and peel forward into plank pose once more. Good, go ahead and bring the knees down to the mat. And as we bend the elbows, we're gonna keep the elbows against the ribs as we come all the way onto our belly. Good, let the legs come long. You're gonna bring your arms to your sides. The palms are facing down. The palms are facing up and the backs of the hands are on the mat. Forehead comes to the mat. Roll your shoulders back, press into the backs of your hands, your hips and your toes. Start to lift the chin and the chest up off the mat. So keep pressing into the hands, keep rolling the shoulders back. And instead of throwing your chin up, like the presidential challenge, and that shit doesn't work, find length in the neck. Good, come all the way down. Turn your head to the other side, shake the hips. So yeah, when you jut your chin forward, you're not getting higher up, you're just jutting your chin forward. So try not to lead with your jaw. Try to lead with the crown of the head. You'll get more chances to do this, don't you worry. Go ahead and bring the forehead to the mat. Roll the shoulders back, press into the toes, the backs of the hands. In fact, bring the toes together this time. Lift the forehead. Squeeze the legs together, lift the legs. And so we're not, obviously we want lift, but worry more about the length you can create than the lift you're creating. Good, keep pressing the backs of the hands and the hips into the mat. Take another big breath in. Exhale, come down. You can turn your head to either side, you can shimmy the hips, or you can even windshield wiper the legs. Everybody's got their thing. Good. Forehead comes to the mat. Big toes come together. Roll the shoulders back, feel that length. Lift the forehead and the chest. Squeeze the toes together, lift those. Now we're gonna lift our arms up behind us. It's as if we were gonna touch our thumbs together, but I want you to use your strength here instead of interlacing your fingers and just yanking yourself into it. Use the strength of your arms to keep lifting, pushing the palms up, pushing the thumbs together. So full on superhero moment. I live in Brevard County. It's not a very exciting place, so we'll be up here for a while until we can find some crime. So keep lifting, keep extending, keep pulling the belly in. Take another big breath in. Exhale, come down to the mat. Turn your head to the opposite side, give the hips a shake, windshield wiper. Whatever is your jam, man. Indulge, it's your practice. Good. And then forehead comes to the mat. Hands come underneath the shoulders. You're gonna press yourself all the way back to child's pose. So just where we started at the beginning of class. So you have that choice of having really wide knees or to bring your knees closer together. And you also have that choice of arms forward or arms at your sides. So go ahead and just take a big old breath here. Good. So we're just gonna kind of close everything, let everything quiet down. Sometimes back bends like that are kind of endurance poses and they'll get your heart racing. So we want to quiet everything down before we go into some of the other good stretches. Good, and then you're gonna go ahead and ground your palms into the mat. You're gonna lift your hips, curl your toes under, press back to down dog. Good. So in down dog, think about pressing all your knuckles flat into the mat. So we have this even distribution from your wrists, from the heels of your hands, to your fingertips. That'll help protect your wrists. You're gonna step that right foot forward. You're gonna bring the left knee down. We're gonna come back up into that lunge that we started with in the beginning of class. Go ahead and turn that foot flat. Pull the elbows back, cactus arms. Good, so we're pulling our chest open. Option to gaze up or to gaze forward. Good, take another big inhale. Exhale, we're gonna start to fold forward, bring your hands down to the mat, straighten the right leg. Now your right leg is gonna be long and straight before you. You're gonna flex your right toes, and I want your left hip on top of your left knee, okay? Hands to either side of the leg. Inhale, get nice and long. Exhale, out and over the right leg here. Just let the head drop. Keep that right foot flexed for now. There will be new instruction in a moment. It's different when you have to talk and teach, isn't it? Take another big breath. Exhale, bring the right toes down to the mat. So we're pointing our right foot. You'll probably feel it a lot through the front of the right shin and the right ankle. You might not feel it at all. Who knows? Good, and then go ahead and relax that foot. You're gonna bend that right knee once more. You're gonna heel toe your right foot so the outer edge of the right foot lines up with the outer edge of the mat. Bring both hands to the inside of your right leg. You may stay here. This may be enough. And when you're staying here, thinking about shoulder sliding back, chest broadening, crown of the head moving forward. If you want more, you can come onto your forearms, or if you have a block, you can come onto your forearms on a block. So just finding the posture of choice. Both my blocks are using their camera stands right now, so I don't have those. Again, technical difficulties. It's been an interesting process. Good. And then go ahead and start to walk the hands up. You're gonna walk that right foot back to center. Your back left leg, you're going to turn your left foot so now that your left shin is perpendicular. Okay, so we're standing on the left leg and our right knee is out to the side. We're gonna straighten that right leg. So we're trying to line up our hip bones, our ribs, and our shoulders with this long edge of the mat here. You're gonna bring your right hand to your right leg. Inhale the left arm up and then slide over. And now you don't wanna dump your weight into that right arm. And since this is a video and I can't see you, I can't call you out on it, but just kind of think about what that right shoulder is doing. And if it's curling forward, you can feel when you're supporting your weight. Good. Come, bring the left arm all the way up. We're gonna let that right foot come down to the mat and then reach the right arm forward and just kind of lift the hips here. Get a big right side body stretch. Good. And then pull yourself back up. You're gonna bend that knee. Bring your hands down to the mat. Curl that left toe under. Press back to down dog. Good. Step that left leg forward. Right knee comes down to the mat. Come up to standing. Back foot flat. Drop into your lunge. Arms up and overhead. And then cactus arms. Pull those elbows back. It's like as if you're trying to touch your scapula to one another and back. Some people use that metaphor of holding a pencil in between it, but since I have small boobs and I can never do the pencil trick with my boobs, I'm not big on using that cue, so. Hashtag bitter. You're gonna go ahead and bring the hands down. You're gonna go ahead and straighten that left leg. So remember, we're keeping that right hip above the right knee. Left leg is straight, and if you need to pick it up and move it like I just did, pick it up and move it. Flex the left foot, hands to either side of the left leg. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bow. You might find that you have one side that feels a little bit tighter or has a different mobility than the other side. Just take it as feedback. It's not something to judge. It's not something wrong with you. It's just where your body is at today. So just kind of read that feedback and use it as information to help develop your practice and your lifestyle instead of beating yourself up about it. And bend the knee. We're gonna heel toe, the outer edge of the left foot with the outer edge of the mat. Both hands come to the inside and either staying here, you can come down onto your forearms or forearms on a block if they're not being used as a camera stand. If you don't have blocks at home, you can even get like a firm pillow. There's all sorts of stuff that you can use. Rolled up towels, rolled up blankets. If you have a really docile dog, you can try that. I wouldn't recommend cinder blocks though. They hurt and they're heavy to move. Yeah, start to walk the hands up. So we're gonna go ahead and turn that right leg so it's perpendicular. We're coming up to standing. Left foot is flexed. Left hand on the left leg. We're gonna reach that right arm up and over here. So I'll turn it off so I can see you, not see you. And don't dump weight into that left arm. A good test is lift it and see where you are. And pull yourself all the way over. Right hand comes down. Left toes touch the mat. Reach the left arm over. Get a big left side body stretch. And start to pull yourself back up. You're going to turn towards the front of your mat, which is the opposite side for me now. Bring both hands down. Curl those right toes under. Press yourself back to down dog. And then you're slowly going to lower your knees down towards the mat. and you're gonna hover here. So the knees aren't on the mat, you're hovering. And I want you to think about pulling your hands and your toes together. So you won't really visibly move, but you'll feel a different engagement. And then push your hands and toes away from each other. Pull them together, push them apart. Pull them together, push them apart. Pull them together, push them apart, one way around, pull them together, push them apart. Enough of that nonsense, knees come down, cross the ankles, sit back. Give the legs a shake. Boom, boom, boom. All right, Paschimottanasana. Which way should I go so you guys can see me? All right, so our feet are going to be, our legs are going to be together, feet flexed, okay? And so we're going to sit nice and tall. Some people like to kind of roll the flesh out. I kind of pick myself up and shimmy myself down, so whatever works for you. But I want you to press your legs into the mat, so we're really active here. And you're going to pull your abdominals in, fix your pants. Inhale the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, use your belly, your abdominals to start pulling yourself out and over, reaching beyond your toes, or the act of trying to reach beyond your toes. And then let your hands come down to your shins, to your ankles, to your toes, wherever you are reaching today. But the goal is not to find yourself hunching over here. I'm not worried about how close you can get your forehead to your knees. I'm worried about how much length you can find here. And so if you want, you can just bring your hands to your shins. Good, crown of the head extends long, so long spine. Take another big breath in. Exhale, we're just gonna ragdoll here. So just let the arms flop, let the head drop. This is your non-yoga journal movement. This is not the one that you put on Instagram, and I love it. Start to walk the hands either up the sides of the legs or up the legs. You're gonna push your torso all the way up. Good. So we're gonna go ahead and bend the right knee. I'll turn this way so you can see. So left leg is long, right knee is bent. You're gonna sit tall, and you don't have to worry about your foot and your leg touching each other. Make a little bit of distance so you have like a natural hip switch distance. You're gonna inhale your left arm up and overhead so that and then slide it down to the outside of the right leg. So left elbow, right knee, or you can wrap your left arm around your right leg. Your right hand comes behind you, lining up with your tailbone. So if it's lined up with your tailbone, your arm's back here, great. If it comes closer, great. But you want to find that center part and use that as your pivot point. Inhale, tall look forward, and then exhale, you're going to rotate your gaze over your right shoulder and twist. Now, not everybody's neck is going to do this. So if you're looking forward but still rotating, that's okay too. You've got to do the posture that is suitable for you. So each inhale makes you taller, each exhale lets you twist a little bit deeper. And think about that right hip moving forward. That right hip might want to creep back with the right shoulder. Keep it moving forward. Level it out with the left. Okay, take another big inhale, stay here tall. Exhale, stay here deep. And then start to unravel. We're gonna keep this right knee bent, and you're gonna stack your right knee over your left. So the right knee's bent, the right foot is coming back towards the left hip, and the right knee is over your left. So this is like a half cow pose here. Inhale, the arms up and overhead. And then exhale again, we're gonna use the abdominals to pull us out and over, reaching. And then the hands come down either to the ankle, to the shin, either side of the leg, the toes. You can rest your chin on your knee, you can rest your forehead on the knee. Some people that might not be an option, that's okay too. But you most likely will be feeling this in the back of the left leg and through the right hip. Inhale the arms up, exhale, let them float down to the sides. Go ahead and unhook that right leg, give it a shake if it needs it. Okay. Opposite side. Left knee bends, so the left foot on the mat, sitting tall. Inhale that right arm up and either bring that right elbow to the outside of the left knee or wrap the right arm around the knee. Left hand comes behind you, look forward first. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, rotate into the twist. Staying here, take another inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist. And then start to unravel. Look forward, left knee remains bent as you stack that left knee over the right. Left ankle moving back towards your right hip. Press the right leg into the mat. Get nice and tall here. And then exhale out and over. So again, one side might move a little differently than the other. And so just use that feedback. So it's nice, the faster vinyasa is really nice to get lost and get warm, but when you slow down and pay attention to your stretches, it's that great opportunity to really listen to what your body's telling you. So they all have their place. Everything does, not just one thing. Take a big breath in and exhale it out. And then inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, hands float down. Go ahead and bring that left leg off. Give it a shake. And we're gonna do it because it's my arch nemesis and I absolutely hate the posture. So I make everybody do it with me. We're gonna do a wide-legged forward bend. So you don't have to turn on your mat like I just did it so it'd be easier for you to see. So our legs are coming wide and they're as wide as we can get where we can still sit up on our own. So if your legs are really, really wide, but the second you move your hands, you collapse, you've gone too far. You might wanna bring your legs a little bit closer. So find that position first, and we're gonna flex our feet and we're gonna press our legs into the mat. So again, this concept of reciprocal inhibition, that where we have to activate our quadriceps, our hamstrings have to deactivate. Okay, so pressing the legs in, we're just gonna walk our hands out to the middle. And once you find the finger treadmill, we are not going any further. That's where you stay. Keep the shoulders moving back, keep finding the length. And just be cool with wherever you are. I do this pose a couple days a week, and this is where I get. So everybody's different. You might be full on gymnastics right now. All right, we're gonna start to walk our hands over to our right leg. So your right, my left. And we're gonna bring both hands either to the shin, you can bring them to the ankle or to the toes. But I want you to think about keeping both hips grounded, and you're gonna rotate your left rib cage towards your right leg. So you're not gonna turn your head, the rib cage rotates and the crown of the head continues to move towards your toes. If you want, you can even crisscross your hands over your foot or your leg. And then walk back to center, keep going, opposite side. So again, we're gonna rotate that rib cage towards the leg, try to keep both hips grounded, crown of the head moving towards the toes. And worry more about the length you're creating than getting close to that knee. That'll start to come eventually. But you can't do it properly without creating the length first. You can fake it all you want, but you're not getting the benefits. No shortcuts. Walk the hands back to center, and then see if you can find a little bit more length here. You may be able to, you may not. Again, it's good either way. And then walk the hands back towards the body. Go ahead and bring your hands behind you. You're gonna slide your legs together, give them a shake. And then on your mat, you're gonna bend your knees. You're gonna hook your hands underneath your knees and just roll down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down. And you're gonna go ahead and keep the knees bent, the soles of the feet on the mat. And so we're gonna come into some bridge pose here. So your feet are hips width distance. Your heels are as close to your body as is suitable for your knees. So everybody's gonna have a different range there. And then you're gonna start to press into your feet to lift your hips up off the mat, and your palms are gonna be down at your sides. And so you might wanna shimmy your shoulders under you a little bit, but keep pressing the hips up, keep sliding. You won't actually be doing it, but it's gonna feel as if you're gonna try to slide your heels towards your body to activate the hamstrings. And think about pressing into the big toes so your knees don't flop out. Oh, that felt really good, releasing like that. And try not to turn your head like I am. I'm doing it for you guys. Good, and the chin is off the chest enough to keep the airway open. Again, we're not dialing 911 unless the firefighters you know are really, really cute, and by all means, knock yourself out, literally. All right, you're gonna start to come down one vertebrae at a time, very slow. And when you get to the bottom, you can either hug your knees to your chest or you can windshield wiper your legs. Another thing that feels good is bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees fall out in Baddha Konasana, bringing your hands to the tops of the thighs by the hips and pressing and just creating a little traction here. Personal favorite, fan favorite. All right, soles of the feet on the mat, heels towards the glutes, hips distance apart, feet are parallel, toes are not out, toes are not turned in. Arms at the sides, you're gonna press the hips up here. Slide the shoulders under you a little bit. Option to interlace your fingers underneath you and drive your knuckles towards your heels. If you don't like that, just keep the palms on the mat, keep pressing the arms into the mat. Good, so we're trying to be active instead of doing everything this passive range of motion. Take another big breath in, stay here, exhale, stay here. Now bring the arms up and overhead as you inhale, let them fall behind you. And then as you exhale, you're gonna roll down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down to the mat. Find the length. Again, windshield wiper, hug the knees, whatever it is that's organic to you. How many times have I said that during this video? I'm sure you'll tell me. Round 3. Soles of the feet on the mat. Feet are parallel. Heels as close to the hips as comfortable for the knees. Arms at the sides. Press the hips up off the mat. Option to interlace your fingers underneath you or keep driving the arms into the mat. Keep lifting the hips. Keep pressing into the big toes. Good. Bring that left foot to center. Reach the right leg up towards the sky. Keep the hips up. Right leg comes down to center. Left leg reaches for the sky. It's the do it for your mom round. Or do it for margaritas. Both feet come down. Walk them back to hips distance apart. Keep the hips up. Arms up and overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Another windshield wiper. Hug the knees to chest. Your class, your jam. And then feet come down to the mat. We're bringing the mats width apart so the ab ridges of the feet line up with the mat. Both knees are gonna fall over to the right. Arms can be out in a T shape with the palms facing down. You can have cactus arms, hand on your belly, 2 middle fingers up to the sky. It's your choice. If you want a little bit more, you can hook your right ankle on top of your left knee. And you'll get a better view of it on the other side, I think. Option to turn your gaze to the left. So you're rotating through all the vertebrae. So if that right ankle is hooked, unhook it. Bring the knees back up to center. Realign your spine if you need to. And then both knees are gonna fall over to the left. So again, you have that choice. If you're gonna hook that left ankle over the right knee, it just creates a deeper twist. Option to turn the gaze over the right shoulder, or you can just look up at the sky. You can just ignore everything I'm saying. That's your choice too. Unhook, bring that foot down, come back up to center. Go ahead and hug your knees to your chest. And then we can do a happy baby's pose. So we're gonna bring our legs up to the sky and we're gonna reach our arms to the insides of the legs and our hands grab the outside. So I'll get over here so you can see. So knees bent, arms come through the inside and we grab the outside of the feet and we're gonna pull our knees down as if they were gonna touch either side of the mat, which obviously is not happening for me today. And feet are flexed and we're going to keep pushing the soles of the feet towards the ceiling while we pull down the legs. And then option, if you like it, you can rock side to side. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I absolutely hate it. And so you might be the same way. It's gonna be different day to day, moment to moment for you. Good. While you're doing this though, remember you're making your spine as long as possible. So the crown of the head moves away from the tailbone. And that doesn't mean your back necessarily goes flat, it just gets long. And then release, hug the knees to the chest. We're gonna do one quick inversion. We're not gonna do, if it's in your practice, if you wanna do shoulder stand or plow, this is gonna be your moment. If you wanna do headstand, this is your moment. This class is for not necessarily people who have that in their practice already. So for those of you who don't know what any of that crap was I just said, you're gonna lie on your back, you're gonna bring your legs together, and you're gonna push your feet up towards the ceiling. So this is waterfall. Now, if you have a blanket, if you have a block, you can always slide something underneath your hips for a little bit of elevation. That feels really nice. But I really want you to think about letting the back of the head get super heavy onto the mat. The shoulders get heavy onto the mat. Just let everything pour down you. And then one of these days soon, I'm going to film a yin class for you, so you'll learn all sorts of other lovely things you can do with these blankets. But for now, we're just gonna wrap up this class. We're gonna go ahead and bend the knees. If you have that blocker blanket underneath you, remove it. Go ahead and let your spine come down to the mat. Any last little bits of movement if you want. If you wanna hug yourself tightly, or if you're like, screw it lady, I'm over it, you can go ahead and just let your legs get long. Slide your shoulders under you. Let your arms come out to the sides, palms facing up. And we're just gonna start to find Shavasana. So if you have like a small towel or even an eye pillow, you can go ahead and place that over your eyes here. You can even put a shirt over you. Just something not too heavy and something that won't cover up your nose so you can still breathe. Again, those firefighters must be really hot if you're trying to choke yourself out, but otherwise, oxygen's good. So let's start to bring our awareness to the crown of our head. Imagining the skin softening there. The softening starts to slide down the back of your head. It slides down the left side and the right side of your head. It slides down the front of the face. You feel that space between your eyes relax and smooth out. And your eyes get heavy in the sockets. You feel the skin behind the ears draping back towards the mat. And that space where the back of the head and the neck meet lets go. Jaw releases as you feel the tongue touch the roof of the mouth and slide down. Melting down the back of the neck to that space between the shoulder blades. You feel those muscles soften. And that softening moves through the back of the shoulders, the back of the arms, all the way to the back of the hands. It moves into the palms of the hands. You might feel a warmth there. You might feel a weight there. It moves up your forearms, up your biceps, up to the front of the shoulders. And then into your chest. Any constriction dissolves away, leaving your heart to beat softly and contentedly in your chest. Exhale, and your belly feels calm. Exhale, and the muscles in the lower back just start to drape towards the mat. Glutes relax. Hip flexors lengthen. Quadriceps and hamstrings release their gripping. Knees release. The skin on top of the shins releases. Calf muscles melt into puddles on the mat. Ankles, tops of the feet, heels, arches, balls of the feet. And then finally out your toes as your body drops into its final and deepest relaxation. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you have time for as long as you need. And when you're ready to come out, just take your time very slowly, wiggling the fingers and the toes, rolling onto your side and pausing for a moment. And then pushing yourself up to a seated position. Taking a moment to connect to the peace, to the calm, to the content you feel in this moment. Feeling what it truly is to be present. I thank you all for your patience in the 80 million years it took me to get this done. I thank you for your sense of humor. I thank you for even taking the time to watch this video. The love and light in me always honors and recognizes the love and light in you. Namaste. Go forth and be awesome.